It's officially the week of E3 2021. And on this episode of the podcast, we're going to give our predictions on what we expect to see during the big show. Let's get started right now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Expansion Pack podcast, where we download this week's gaming news and bring it to you. I'm your host, Denzel, aka Black Ice, and joining me on our 32nd episode is, of course, Manny, aka Goopmaster Flex.
You're no stay gooping.
Stay gooping, stay gooping. And of course, we also got our other co-host here, Chris, aka May 25th. What's going on, bro?
I've been out here chilling, willing, dealing, stealing, killing, all on the same time while I'm on penicillin. No, I'm not on penicillin. I'm just saying, it all rhymes.
For legal purposes, he actually isn't killing.
You don't know that. You don't. I don't come for me DEAs and all that. I'm a regular ass dude. Please don't come for me. Don't come for me.
He's just pen paling, guys. That's all he's doing.
Yeah, I'm an innocent pen paler.
Pen paler. All right, bet.
So,
So, how you guys been doing this week?
Hey man, chilling. This
yeah,
and heat wave killing, but
the heat wave is because they knew E3 is on the way.
They do, yeah, they know games are be dropping. Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, well, while we waiting for E3, it's coming up this coming week. But yeah, I want to know about what you guys have been playing this week. We're gonna do things a little differently since it's pretty much been the same thing we've all been playing. Well, we've all been playing pretty much the same games. We haven't had anything new. So I want to hear about your favorite gaming moment for the week. So I'm gonna start off with you, Manny. What's going on?
Yeah, so we actually secured our boy Xbox Series X. You know how painful that can be. So when we started playing NBA 2K, because he's only been playing current gen, but we never got to play next gen with him. So we hit up the park. It was me, Isaiah, and Danny. And what ended up happening was I missed a three, and like they were going on a fast break, and this dude thought he was gonna dunk on Isaiah, but your boy came out of nowhere, pulled through, got the block, and not only just blocked it, but grabbed the ball from his hands in the transition with the fast break. About to throw an alley to Danny, but it said, you know how the 2KB doing the self alleys, and then I ended up doing the self alley to myself and bang it on some dude's neck. You already know how we do. I'll post it up on my TikTok for the clip. But yeah, man, that was my gaming moment of the week.
Okay, he had the yeet and the alley. Okay.
I was like, you can't guard me.
Sound like there's a baptism. Okay.
Okay, word. All right. Well, Chris, what about you, man? What's your favorite gaming moment of the week?
For me, man, I know I talk a lot about Destiny, but like for those who play, Bungie finally nerfed Stasis. Like they nerfed it for real, I would say. So yesterday was my first prolonged session in the Crucible since they've done it. And it was a breath of fresh air, gentlemen. It was very, very nice to, play and not get frozen every so often. I saw a lot more light subclasses, but I also got to see that, the ice subclasses or the stasis ones, like they're not completely not being used. Like they didn't get nerfed into the ground from what I'm seeing. I just think you kind of have to have more skill with how you use it, which is what all of us are crying for. Because before, I mean, Joe Schmo, who ain't never even touched a gaming console in his whole entire life, could pick up Destiny, free somebody, and get him a kill, and then want to emote and bag on somebody. So like, it was nice to have that back. Yeah, that to me that was big. That was very, very big. It's been months, what, 5-6 months of us just dealing with this frozen bullshit. So yeah, man, it was nice. It was nice. That's all I can say. It was nice.
Yeah. I can vouch. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. Yo, Chroma Rush. Got the montage coming on the TikTok, y'all. All right. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Be on the lookout for that at May 25th. XX.
Goddamn right. Don't forget the
on
XX.
that TikTok. Don't forget to check that out. But yeah, I can definitely vouch for Chris's effectiveness in Crucible now that Stasis has been nerfed. He was pretty much on top of the leaderboards almost every game we were playing.
God.
So he's killing it. He's killing it. But yeah, for me, for my moments of the week, I got two in particular. I playing Warzone for the first time in a while. I pretty much kind of fell off once they disappointingly led up to this new map that turned out to be just an old version of Verdansk, like back in 1984.
Yeah.
But I did dive in there with a couple friends, and we got a dub. Pretty much I think it was our second game in. And it was my first opportunity to see the new stadium, and sure enough, that was kind of where the end game ended up being. That's where we got the dub. So that was definitely a fun time. But I think my bigger moment, piggybacking on Chris and the Destiny 2 information, is even though Stasis got nerfed, I did pull off like a crazy squad wipe with my Hunter Stasis Super. So like I wiped out four guys. I think it was four guys with the Super, and then I like dropped to the ground and just like picked off the two other guys with the Grid Skipper, which is definitely my favorite gun. So Chris is talking about his Chroma Rush, which is actually an amazing gun, a lot of fun. I was using that in the new Expunge mission, which is fun. But Grid Skipper for me, that's where it's at in Crucible. It's ooh, yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be melting. It do be melting though.
It do. It do.
So you be melting the Stasis people. I get what you did there.
Exactly. See, Manny, you got to dive in, bro. Now it's more skill based, See,
Clever Bieber.
See?
Nah, I don't know about that.
Nah, bro, you got another chance at Iron Banner this week too. You just be letting these Iron Banner weeks just pass you by,
Oh
fam.
man,
Bro, my gear score is not even high, so I'm gonna
Dog,
get
you
shit
say
mad.
this
matter,
every
bro.
time.
Matter.
Yo.
Get up real quick, bro. I'm telling you.
You say it don't matter, but
It doesn't.
It doesn't matter. Trust.
bottom
It
fresh.
only matters in stuff like that, but regular Crucible is whatever.
But even still,
Yeah,
even
you-
in that, like Manny can compensate. Like he will be.
I know. I've seen them. I've seen the goop in action.
Yeah,
He just be capping, big capping. I know what he do. You know what I mean?
that's right. Yeah. Hashtag get Manny on Destiny, bro. Let's get this man on Destiny.
Real.
Yeah. All right, but we gonna move on before we dive into the bigger topics for the week and our little E3 preview. Chris, it's your time to shine, bro. What you got for us this week?
Hey man, for everybody out there who watches basketball, this week's icebreaker is gonna be dedicated to your boy, Trey Young. Y'all know he be doing that. Yo, he hit three on you. Trey hit that three on you. Go back down the court talking about something. I love it. I love it. I love it. Anyways, so you know what I mean? Shout out Trey Young. Shout out all the young boys in the NBA, like taking over stardom mantle. It's kind of cool to watch. But talking about games. E3 is this week. We've been very positive and optimistic about what we're gonna be seeing and yada yada. So, I like a little bit of negativity sometimes. So, what dev or publishing studio, whatever you want to call it, which one of them do you think is going to take the biggest L this week? Yeah, there's a lot of people out here I think that are kind of just keeping their train going because they've had a good track record. There's some people out here who have to restore their reputations a little bit, probably in some ways. And then you got people who are just like brand spanking new, who are just like, yo, I want to sit at the table. So not everybody's going to succeed, bro.
We can't all win.
So, nah, it's just not realistic. So, yeah. If you guys want me to go first with this, or do you guys?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Why not?
Take it away.
If I had to pick someone who was going to get the biggest L this week, honestly, for me, it probably would be BioWare. Because honestly, I don't see where their presence is. Like, unless they shock everybody with some surprise shit, I don't see much. Unless, all right. So we know that they're working on Dragon Age, and we know that they're working on the next Mass Effect. And then I don't know if they got some new IPs or whatever coming up, but those are the two games we know for sure are heavy hitters that they got coming. Do we realistically expect to see anything from these two games this week? I don't know, because there's literally no hype anywhere when it comes to BioWare.
Yeah.
So I know EA as a whole probably will have some kind of representation because there's more than just BioWare under that umbrella. But yeah, I feel like they're kind of taking the biggest L, man. Especially considering to me, I have a little bit of a grudge against them a little bit after Anthem. So I'm like, hey, I really need y'all to show me something in this next Mass Effect or whatever that's gonna knock my socks off, or in the next Dragon Age or whatever, or new IP. They need to just do something to make up for that, because that hurt my heart, yo. It hurt my heart. All right, I'll never forget the excitement I had when I saw the trailer for Anthem the first time, and then playing it for the first day or so, and I'm like, this is amazing. This is great, bro. I'll be flying. Oh, I'm about to cry. And then a week or two later, and then it just kind of like set in, and reality kind of got where it was, and it was just like, damn. So yeah, I need them to kind of like show me something. Same thing, kind of like with Bethesda. I don't think Bethesda fucked up as badly as BioWare did with Anthem. So yeah, that's my pick for biggest L. I hope they surprise us with something. Maybe they just keep grabs. I don't know, but like, where y'all at? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know if I have a lot of faith, but I do think if we see anything from them, it would probably be the Summer Game Fest kickoff event, because they tend to have a decent relationship with Jeff Keighley and like revealing things. I know EA doesn't have an actual press conference this week. I think their EA Play Live is supposed to be taking place next month. So yeah, I think if we see anything this week or within this E3 timeframe, it'll be this Thursday. So we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
Manny, what about you, man? What's your pick?
Yeah, man. And I know probably everybody's gonna echo this with me. I know I got all my brothers here, but Take-Two need to step it up. We need to see some GTA 6. But we ain't gonna see some GTA 6, and that's why they're my pick for this week's biggest L. Like it's been what? It's 2021. It's been 8 years. No GTA.
Okay.
Well, except for GTA Next Gen, you got to give us something big. What they're gonna show, like what they're gonna be like, oh, here's your new feature for GTA 5 on the PS5, or here's your
ray tracing, man.
Here's your new what is it called, NBA 2K. Here's a trailer of Zion sweating again. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's disappointing. We need something new, and like the only way I see Take-Two having a good year is if they bring out GTA 6, or even like a different game like Bully or whatever. Even though I think they said Bully wasn't like in the works anymore, or like Midnight Club, something. But if not, then if we're just gonna get like a sweat trailer from 2K and like some GTA 5 next gen updates, then they're gonna be the biggest L in my opinion for this week.
Okay. Damn, my guy hit like the trifecta of like games everybody wants to see. My guy said GTA 6. He said Midnight Club. He said Bully. All right. Okay.
Hey, man, it's been too long.
Okay. Hey. Rockstar moves at their own pace, though. That's the one thing we always know. So yeah, but we'll see. We'll see. For me, my pick, I'm gonna have to go with Activision. I think Activision is gonna be taking the biggest L of the week. For a couple different reasons. So, based on what we're hearing of the rumor of the next Call of Duty, which I guess we may not even see this week, but apparently it's not going to be Modern Times. I think they're saying it's going back in time again, which is something nobody wants to see. But also, you stack on top of that, like, the king of Battle Royale right now, whether you want to admit it or not, is Warzone. And this week, I think you're going to see a lot of people contending for that crown. Like a lot of new BR games, a lot of new first-person shooters. I think those games will show us enough that it may drift people away from Warzone, or at least kind of kill the hype for it a little bit. And funny enough, it kind of rolls right into our first topic for this week. And I think the big one that's really gonna kind of be a thorn in Activision's side is going to be Battlefield 6. We're supposed to be getting a reveal trailer or event or something along those lines on Wednesday the 6th. Or sorry, not 6th. Wednesday the 9th. Sorry, that's my wife's birthday. But yeah, on Wednesday the 9th, we're supposed to be getting a big blowout event. Our first look at the game, and I think people are going to be blown away by it. I'm really expecting it to be kind of that thing that a lot, like we've talked about this before, right? Like people who are playing Modern Warfare and who've kind of skipped Cold War, they're clamoring for something new, right? You know, like the people who like battle royale are looking for something different, and the people who like the traditional arena shooter are looking for something different. And I hope that this Battlefield is something that can deliver on both ends. So yeah, that's
Mm.
definitely gonna be my pick for the week. Activision's taking a L because of Battlefield.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I mean, I agree. And even like rumors of them Activision not even having a new multiplayer, just a story. Like, you can't just release a Call of Duty with a multiplayer. That's not how it
That
works.
will bomb. That
Yeah,
will bomb heavily.
Mhm.
yeah.
Heavily. Oh man.
I can see it working if they decide to put it out as like a $20 expansion or something,
Yeah, something like
and
that.
then you
Yeah.
get some massive rebranding of Call of Duty where the entire multiplayer suite is free to play. So you're adding on arena shooting stuff into the Warzone model and just making it all free to play, and then you separating,
Mhm.
which I think is something they should have done a while ago. Separate the multiplayer from the single player experience, and then just make everything free to play. And then like, okay, you want to learn more about this story, give us $20, like get this expansion or whatever, what have you.
Mhm.
Think it's long overdue. That is the one way I think Activision could win, like E3, and like well,
Yeah.
they would never win E3 in my opinion, but I think it's one way that they could avoid taking a big L this week.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. Well, I
I
mean,
hear that.
yeah. Again, like I said, I kind of tiptoed into our first topic for the week, which it really is Battlefield. I kind of already said my two pieces, obviously, but what are you guys expecting to see from this Battlefield event? Manny, I'll start off with you.
Yeah, man. I mean, just looking at that little teaser thing that you showed and gave me a lot of Battlefield 3 and 4 vibes with the little electric, that EDM music, whatever. And then you got the ba-dum, dum, da-dum, dum, like
Classic.
gave me a lot of like Battlefield 3 and 4 vibes, which is, definitely the right direction you would want to head to because Battlefield 3 and 4 were amazing games, especially 3, in my opinion. So like I'm excited to see what, the trailer brings us. You know, a lot of rumors say modern day combat, which would be the wave because we're tired of the old, World War One and Two vibes. Like they're nice and all to revisit once in a while, but when your last two games were basically World War One and Two, it's just like it gets old. But like I'm expecting a lot of stuff. It's probably gonna be like a single player trailer. I wouldn't be surprised because they usually do that. They show a single player trailer, or at least it hasn't been like that for the last like two Battlefields, but that's what they did with like 3 and 4. So expecting nice, single player trailer. Hopefully it showcases a lot of what the game can do, destruction wise and everything like that. So I'm excited.
All right, Chris, what do you think, bro?
I guess I'll start my shit off with saying, or at least asking you to. Would you guys say it's safe to say that Battlefield is probably the number two in like the army shooter simulator gaming kind of thing? I think,
Military shooter wise, yeah.
yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say they're number two. So, with that being said, I'm not gonna hold y'all. I think they're about to come hard with this.
Mm-hmm.
Pause. I think they are. I don't think they're scared of Activision. Like, does that make any sense? Like, it doesn't. I don't feel any kind of intimidation or anything like that. And I think they're taking their time with this game, and I think a lot of people. I've been saying it for a while. A lot of people are, a little tired with how Activision handles things, and to go back to the point of them coming out with a game with no multiplayer. The multiplayer community, from what I see, they already feel like they're super neglected anyways because it feels like a lot of the focus is always on Warzone and not so much on multiplayer like how it used to be. So if you start doing all these things like this and then you have Battlefield come out of nowhere and just says, it's okay, my child,
Mm-hmm.
I am here. And yeah, man, I'm just excited. I hope to God that stuff that we talked about in the last pod doesn't come to fruition where because it's on every version of a console right now, that it might be lesser than what it was supposed to be if it was just current gen. But even with all that being said, I'm excited to see like how they are gonna up the ante, like because my thing is the game was already pretty crazy. It, Battlefield was always pretty crazy and it's popular as hell, but it feels like it's missing that one last like little ingredient to like put it over the top, right? And yeah, I don't know, something just in my bones is just telling me this is just a hunch. I think they're gonna like really go for it this year, man. I think this little trailer is gonna like, excuse me, show us a lot. I think they're gonna give us a little bit of their multiplayer stuff. I think they're gonna show us some VR stuff too. Like, you know how you mentioned, a lot of that's gonna be shown this week.
Mm-hmm.
I think, yeah, they're coming for some heads, man. They're definitely gonna be coming for some heads. They're not gonna not like be hearing that all these people on Reddit have been complaining about Call of Duty. They see it, just like how Call of Duty sees it or Activision sees it. So if they're smart, they're gonna capitalize on some of these things, and I'm excited, man. I can't wait to see what we get. Because I don't know about y'all, man. Like, you even kind of mentioned it. Warzone is fun, but you can't sit there and play it every single day anymore, like how you kind of like was when it first came out.
The hype's falling.
So like, I'm ready for something brand new. I'm super, super excited for this, dude. Like, I hope they get it right and just release a game that doesn't have all these bugs and shit at first. I hope they get this right and knock it out the park, y'all. Go ahead. I feel good about it.
I'm hoping we get like a. I think the biggest thing to alleviate that issue you're talking about with the bugs is a beta, and I'm hoping that we get a beta this summer. Help give everybody access to the game, help iron out all those bugs. Because if this thing drops in the fall, I want it to be flawless, right? Like I want it to really hit and be, the exclusive military shooter that I play. Because I, back when we were playing Battlefield, Manny, you can attest to this. Like, it was always a wild experience, man. We were always like in squads doing crazy shit. Like I remember Jose would always be hopping in the Little Bird. I would always be running around with an RPG trying to shoot little birds out the sky. Like it's just like absolute insanity, and it was like one of the funnest experiences ever. And Chris, I know you never necessarily played a Battlefield game, have you?
Not long enough to probably give you a real critique or anything like that.
I think that's the thing that I'm really excited about is seeing you play that. Like you being relatively new into the whole first person shooter space and like you really starting to love it and like getting into a Battlefield game now that you like have that framework and you really want to sit down and play it. Man, yeah.
I almost not bought, but I almost downloaded 5, but then I was like, I'm gonna just wait.
Yeah, just wait.
I'm gonna just wait. Yeah.
I think it'll be worth the wait. Maybe if the beta drops, that'll be your first entry in, and you get to try it out and whatnot. But yeah, oof.
But I'm hoping
wait till Wednesday.
What I'm hoping to see is at least either confirmation that there is going to be on Game Pass or confirmation that it's going to be crossplay. Because I feel like it needs to be crossplay nowadays. It's 2021. Yeah. Every game crossplay, like Call of Duty, or not every game, but every major game, especially a BR with like Call of Duty, Fortnite, stuff like that, they're crossplay. This game has to be crossplay, I feel like.
Yeah. I definitely think the crossplay thing is gonna happen. Like that's like a thing that I'm damn near 99.9% sure that's gonna happen. The Game Pass thing, I don't know if we'll get that announced yet. I think that might actually happen. Here, so I think we talked about it on our like little Discord chat, but there seemed to be like this tease through Battlefield, a while back when everybody thought that it was supposed to get revealed in May. That said, I think the Battlefield account said, the great thing about, I think they said something about, what rhymes with June, and it said soon and boom, or something like that.
Yeah.
And then like Monday or Tuesday of this week, the Xbox Game Pass account said, the great thing about June is it rhymes with soon. And I was like, are they really doing this? Like, why what's going on here? Like we already have the whole rumor that it's supposed to be coming to Game Pass, and then the Game Pass Twitter account is like notorious for sending out cryptic tweets and so on and so forth. So I was like, shit, like is this are we talking about this here? And then I think the next day or something they had announced that this coming week we're gonna get that reveal trailer. So there's something to it. I hope there's something to it, but I don't know if it's gonna get revealed on Wednesday. I feel like that's something, if I'm Microsoft, I would hold that like for my conference. You know what I mean?
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like if PlayStation wasn't in the way, that it definitely would be coming out on Game Pass day one. Just because of the EA partnership and they have damn near all the other games on there already.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like PlayStation's probably going to be in the way of that for some weird reason. I kind of don't feel like it's going to be on their day one. But like, I kind of almost look at it like,
what could PlayStation do?
Well, aren't they going to be able to put like some kind of clause if they wanted to or something like that, like how they tried to do with Resident Evil to
That
make
was,
Well, that's if
sure?
they
but
make a deal.
yeah, that's if they made a deal. The only
Ah,
reason that Resident Evil thing happened was because they had a marketing agreement with Sony. So, Resident Evil or Capcom had a marketing agreement with Sony. I don't
okay.
think. I mean, Microsoft has had. I don't want to say exclusive, but they've pretty much been EA's like marketing partner on just about everything for the past 4 or 5 years. Like it's been happening for a while. Like
Mhm.
when EA was making EA Access, which is what they call EA Play now. I was working for Microsoft at that time. Like Microsoft was the first like company to put it on their service. Like, and then I think 4 years later, and it just ended up recently getting on PlayStation. So I mean, EA and Microsoft have a really good relationship. I don't think Sony could even try anything to get in the way of that.
Word,
Yeah.
word. Shit. Well, then if that's the case, then yeah, never mind what the fuck I just said. Never mind any of that.
Yeah. But yeah, yeah. We'll see what happens with it.
Yeah.
We've been talking about it for quite some time because it's something that I know myself, Manny. I know we our group of friends have been talking about this modern day Battlefield game for quite a while. So I can't wait to see what's gonna happen.
Good
Definitely.
question.
Yep.
Good question. Because then you guys would know more than I would. In the Battlefield games, is it strictly just boots on the ground type of thing, or like, do they have submarines and shit like that? Do they have? I know there's planes and maybe helicopters and all that, but like, how deep do they get in terms of like the maps and the terrains that they give you to play on?
Well, I know Battlefield 4. They even had like I forgot what the DLC was with the submarines things he had to attack, whatever. But like there's like ground combat, there's water combat. You could drive the boats and fight each other there, or you got air combat, of course. So it's not all restricted to boots on the ground. There's tanks, of course, buggies you could drive and all that kind of stuff. So it depends what they decide to add on to this next Battlefield on what they do. There's no like underwater combat
Yeah.
yet, but there's like I said, like you could drive boats, planes, cars, pretty much anything. Like that would be
Word.
like in a war game.
Yeah. Underwater
Word.
has been their only limitation so far because literally everything else you can think of happens. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, just blowing up a whole building, having a whole skyscraper topple down. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty insane.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's definitely going to be something to look forward to. I think the gaming industry as a whole is going to benefit from the gaming industry is better when Battlefield is like there at the
Yeah.
table, like doing stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
it'll be fun. But yeah. So moving on to the other thing, the main thing we want to talk about for the week is obviously E3. We got an official schedule released by the ESA. So I kind of wanted to go through the schedule and have us all just kind of list out like what we predict will be the major thing to happen from each press conference here. So I'm gonna start right at the beginning here. So this I'm reading this off from the ESA's official website, who hosts E3. So looks like starting Saturday, June 12th, they're gonna have a pre-show every day. Just so I'll preface by saying that every day they're gonna have a pre-show. But on Saturday, the two big conferences that we should be seeing is going to be Ubisoft and Gearbox, and then they're also going to be having like a panel session with Games Beat. So focusing specifically on Ubisoft and Gearbox, I want to hear what you guys think is going to be the big announcement for each. So let's start off with Ubisoft here. So Manny, what do you think?
Ubisoft. And I know we talked about this in the previous episodes, but we're definitely going to hear about Division Heartland and probably another Assassin's Creed. Now, those are my two predictions. You got to have that yearly Assassin's Creed. You know how Ubisoft is milking the life out of that franchise. Even though we're all wishing for new games, but um, and we probably get like a trailer with the open beta for Heartland or a closed beta for Heartland announcement. So I'll say those are my predictions for Ubisoft.
Okay, word. All right, Chris, what about you?
It's not too far off from what Manny just said. Honestly, I think maybe a couple podcasts ago you had alluded to them even possibly shadow dropping it or whatever. I think there's a really, really big possibility for that. Especially considering the little leaks or whatever that we saw. I don't know about y'all, but it looked like it was way further along in development than it seemed like. And that's speculation. Don't quote me, but nah, I think if this game was running off a completely new engine and doing something completely different from what Division 2 was doing, then maybe it would take a lot longer. I don't think it would have to take so long if they're just, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. So yeah, that would be my prediction, I guess, is that they're gonna try to shock the world and say, hey, and after this little announcement, go download it right now. Like, oh shit.
Yep.
Oh shit.
At least
Because
that.
as soon as they do that, mad heads are gonna go download that shit and be playing it by the end of the afternoon. So at least even if it doesn't work, the first day is gonna be hitting if they do that.
Mhm.
So yeah.
That's the best way to garner hype, in my opinion.
Well, less man. Yeah.
Mhm.
Show the trailer and then be like, yeah, go get this right now. Free to
Okay.
play. Right
Alright.
now.
Yeah.
So I'm on board with the shadow drop. I think there's gonna be at least one shadow drop in this conference. I think it's actually gonna be Rainbow Six Quarantine. It's a game that was announced at least 3 years ago. We know the success that Rainbow Six Siege has had. I don't know if they're necessarily planning on keeping the same formula as Siege. It seems like they still want to continue to get some life out of that game. But I feel like Quarantine, I don't I have absolutely no idea what it's gonna be like. It seems like it's gonna be more of a 3v3 type of thing, or at least like a 3-person squad type of game. I think that gets shadow dropped. And I think we get a huge blowout on that. I'm hoping, or I think what would be cool. I don't think this is actually going to happen, but I think what would be really cool is if Ubisoft finally just fleshed out the whole Tom Clancy world, and
Yeah.
like Rainbow Six Siege, or sorry, Rainbow Six Quarantine was kind of like a precursor to the Division. Like obviously we know that the way the world of the Division went down was that there was like this big virus and so on and so forth. So like Rainbow Six Quarantine is like the prequel to that, and like the Rainbow Six team tries to suppress this virus or something like that, and it fails, and then boom, now we have the Division world. That'd be cool, but probably not gonna happen.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah. So next conference there, so Gearbox Entertainment, the guys who make not Bioshock, sorry, Borderlands. So yeah, they're supposed to be having a press conference as well. So what do we guys think we'll see there, Manny?
Um, my guess is probably Borderlands 3 DLC news. I mean, I can't think of anything else they Gearbox usually like they make or whatever, because I don't really follow them as much. But
Mhm.
I'm just gonna stick with the new Borderlands DLC that's probably gonna be announced.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
All right, Chris.
This one's a little tougher to kind of pin for me. Because they don't have like a long list of like things that they've been working on or done in the past. Like I think some of these other companies have. But yeah, I could see them dropping a DLC for Borderlands. I could see them I don't know. I could also see them doing like a Borderlands spin-off game. That I think they could do actually rather easily. Not so much of a looter shooter, but more of a like arena fighter kind of thing. I think they could do that really easily if they wanted to. So I don't know, maybe we see something like that. I do think that they should take the Borderlands franchise and expand it a little bit more because one, it took so many years for us to even get Borderlands 3 from Borderlands 2, but then on top of that, I the game's good, and I've played a decent amount of 2. I haven't touched 3 yet, but I feel like it doesn't have a lot of replayability after you kind of like go through it. Unless you are really like gung ho on like getting all these crazy ass weapons, which there's so many. I don't know how you do that, but I don't know. I feel like it's a one shot go, and then that's it, and then you kind of put the game down for a while. Whereas I don't know. I think they could do certain things with those characters, maybe and try to like expand it. Or maybe they're gonna do more of their media stuff that they were planning on doing with Borderlands. There's like a lot of different things, but it seems like whatever it is that they do announce is definitely going to be circled around Borderlands because I can't really see what else they would be talking about. No idea.
Mm.
I feel that.
Unless it's something brand new.
And you know how we do. We love brand new stuff.
Yeah.
So if
Mhm.
it's a brand new IP, that would be amazing. Um,
Mhm.
I'm gonna lean on it not being a brand new IP. I think, and Chris, we were talking about this a little bit in the beginning, pre-show before Manny showed up. I think it's probably going to be all about the Borderlands movie. I think it's just an
Yeah.
opportunity for them to showcase the movie. I know there were some teases of the movie where you kind of got like silhouettes of each of the characters. So I think it might be an opportunity for them to like really, maybe bring out Jack Black and Kevin Hart and so on and so forth, and just show everybody what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
Yeah. It was
Wasn't
a
there
straight
like
movie trailer.
yeah,
wasn't there like reports like a while back saying there's like a Borderlands battle royale, or am I just like tweaking? I feel like I
I
heard
don't
something
remember that.
Yeah, I don't
like
either.
that. I'm probably tweaking.
That'd be cool. Be cool as hell.
Yeah,
But
it's different.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
It is
I feel
different.
like they might be pretty well suited to that, especially the way Borderlands is set up with all these weird, wacky weapons. Like you just randomize those weapons on a map and have people dive in. That would actually be really dope. But
Yeah.
Mhm.
shit, if that's it, if that's the spinoff, okay, okay,
Yeah.
make it free to play. That's all I care about. Make it free to play.
Yeah,
We
you
talking.
already
I'll
know.
try it out. All right, word.
Mhm.
All right. Well, let's see here. So that covers it for Saturday, June 12th. We'll definitely be covering these too. I know we committed to at least live streaming the Ubisoft event, right, guys?
Mhm.
Yep. So that's Saturday. All right. So moving on to Sunday here. So we got a couple different things going on. So I'm again reading directly from the website here. Microsoft's long-awaited Xbox and Bethesda game showcase will take place at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Fans can also look forward to a special presentation from Square Enix, the PC Games Show, and the Future Games Show. I'm actually looking forward to the Future Games Show. They have some pretty cool, interesting games that they show off there. We also are going to see Warner Brothers games, Back for Blood, and 24 Entertainment, which will also be featured on the E3 live stream. So we'll be checking that out. So with that being said, we'll start off with Xbox and Bethesda here. So obviously something we've been talking about a lot. So each of you guys just there's a lot we can talk about. Let's narrow down just one or two things you guys expect to see each of you guys. So Manny, go ahead, start it off again.
All right. Does it have to be what I expect or what I want? You know what? I'm gonna say this. I feel like all right. So a lot of attention, of course, is going to like Bethesda and Microsoft games, but I feel like they're gonna drop a teaser trailer for the next Gears of War because they got to finish that trilogy.
Mm.
So I feel like they might, like drop a little teaser, maybe show a little story trailer or whatever. Even though we already know like the big boys of the showcase that's gonna be like Halo and stuff like that. So I'm gonna say I'm expecting a next Gears of War trailer.
Okay. Word.
Mhm.
Chris, what about you?
I'm expecting a bunch of different things, man. I mean, obviously they're gonna show us Starfield stuff. Um, I don't know if we're gonna get anything from Elder Scrolls. I kind of don't think we will for Elder Scrolls 6, but Starfield stuff we're definitely gonna get. Halo stuff we're definitely gonna get. I think with Halo specifically, they're gonna definitely kind of focus on the multiplayer aspects, and I think they're gonna also try to like really dig into the graphical fidelity portion of things because that's what I think held the game up, right? Like that's kind of what stopped everything I think from before. And it's been a whole year essentially since we've seen Craig get revealed to the world. So,
Mhm.
like, so I guess now would be their opportunity to say, all right, we see what y'all was saying. How does this look now? Say something now. So I think with that being said, it's probably a lot of confidence coming from their end. Especially with the game, it's coming out in a couple months, man. Like it's not even that far away.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, we're gonna get some multiplayer. We're gonna see Craig. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to be funny and they do like a play on it, like a parody or something like that. Like they know
Yeah,
that people was talking about Craig. Um, yeah, I
I could
think that's
imagine it.
coming. Yeah, it's coming.
I see it coming too for sure.
Mhm.
I also kind of hope they dig a little bit deeper for Halo stuff into more of the RPG open world aspects because that's a lot. Like they didn't show much of that at all in the trailer that we did see Craig in. Like they showed us a good cutscene and they showed us like how some of the gunplay and stuff is going to work when he got out of the ship and all that,
Mhm.
but it didn't show a lot of exploration. Like, is this going to be a game where like I shoot things and do my Halo stuff, but then like I can get lost in a cave. Like, is this the kind of game we're gonna be getting, or is it like not that deep? Like, I'm really curious about that. Um, but other than that, I think we're gonna see a couple things from them that we're not expecting. I don't know if this will be where maybe they tease that game that they were talking about. I think who was it? Can't remember who exactly said it, but recently somebody was like, "We have a game that's in development right now that's a exclusive that's gonna knock everybody's socks off
Oh
or some
yeah,
shit
yep.
like that."
It's like it'll blow
Um,
everyone's mind. I know what you're
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about. Yeah.
Maybe this is the time for them to kind of at least give us a teaser for that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I also think they're gonna talk about Game Pass a little bit. I would be shocked if they didn't like mention it and what their plans for it going further are gonna be,
Mm-hmm.
because maybe I'm giving them too much credit, but if I'm Microsoft, I understand now that we're in a position where eventually PlayStation is just going to copy Game Pass because they have to, right?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
So if that's the case, what are we going to do now going forward to make sure our Game Pass is still going to stand out ahead of whatever the hell PlayStation decides to come out with? They kind of have to now play this game, I think, where they have to constantly be a couple steps ahead.
Mm.
So yeah, I think we're gonna see some stuff with that. Maybe some quality of life changes. Maybe a couple of new announcements for Game Pass specifically. Um, I actually expect a couple. I don't know if you call this a shadow drop, but games that they announce be available on Game Pass after everything's all said and done, type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a lot because what's it like an hour that Xbox and Bethesda are getting to themselves?
90 minutes.
Oh shit, more than an hour. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we're getting a lot. I think we're getting a lot, man.
It's gonna be great. So I'm gonna piggyback on a couple different things that you talked about with my expectations here. I do fully expect them to be talking all about Game Pass. I would not be surprised if maybe the first 30 minutes are games from like third parties that will not be in Game Pass, and then the rest of the 60 minutes they will say from here on out every single one of these games is going to be on Game Pass, and they're just going to keep knocking us over the head with game after game after game after game. I expect a shadow drop as well. The game in particular that I'm expecting a shadow drop from is a game that I've been very excited about and very vocal about, and that's the 12 minutes game that's they're working on with Annapurna. I think that game is going to get shadow dropped at E3 on Game Pass, ready to go. There have been a couple interviews with the developer, and he said the game is coming out very soon. And he's like, always like, very soon, very soon, very soon. I think they're waiting for a moment, like a seminal moment, to say, boom, it's here, it's on Game Pass, it's ready to go. What better time than the showcase?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that's going to be my big expectations. The other thing that they've kind of that's been talked about or rumored, and I'm really really hoping to see. It's basically this. I guess it's this game. Nobody really knows anything about it, but supposedly it's going to be this like third person action like crime drama esque game that nobody seems to know who the developer is. But I feel like it's that same studio that same person you're talking about who said like when people see this is going to blow their minds. Like I think Microsoft has a couple third party deals really lined up well to give them some space to let like the Fables and the Perfect Darks and all that stuff develop and give it some more time so that they can
Yeah.
release it later on down the road. I know that a couple episodes ago, we talked about someone coming out and saying that they think that these bigger games from Microsoft are a ways out, and I think that's why that's how Microsoft can kind of bridge the gap is some of these deals that he's making, like the Kojima deal, which I actually don't think we're going to see this week, but
Yeah.
things like that. So yeah, that one's going to be a huge one. I argue that's probably going to be the biggest thing this week, unless someone knocks us over the head with GTA. Is probably the only other thing I could think of that can hit and really be like bigger than a whole platform press conference. But I don't see that happening. So
I think we getting the Halo Battle Royale.
I do,
Yeah.
but maybe not the way like they will find a way to make Battle Royale Halo style. So like we'll look at it and maybe it won't be battle royale in the way that we're thinking about, but it'll be like a like so Manny, you're familiar with Halo, so big team battle, right? And then in Halo 5 they had this other game mode that was kind of like Big Team Battle but was a little different. I think it was called Firefight or something like that, or
I think it's literally called Warzone.
Warzone. Yeah, no, yeah, you're right. It is. It's called Warzone. I think they're gonna take that and just expand on it. And I feel like it's gonna be like this really big ass city, and maybe you're not dropping in, and maybe it's not necessarily battle royale, but they'll find a way to mesh that big team battle world with battle royale and make it Halo. And I'm fully expecting that.
Yeah.
So yes, cannot wait.
Warzone 2.0.
Warzone 2.0. So yeah, so we got the next one over here. Look, we talked about on Saturday, Square Enix will be the next big press conference here. So again, I want to get you guys' thoughts. Manny, start it off. What do you expect to see from Square?
You know, I'm hoping to see a new Tomb Raider. Like, we want it. I want more.
Yeah,
I need more.
it's like the 25th anniversary or something, or it's some anniversary
I'm
this year,
surprised.
right?
Yeah, I'm surprised they're not like doing anything for the anniversary. Like,
Maybe they are.
just give us something, please. But not only that, but hopefully to see more. I forgot that game. How am I forgetting for the game? That exclusive PlayStation game.
Forspoken.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Forspoken. We're definitely gonna see more of that probably. There's no way they're gonna just drop a little teaser trailer in March and then just not show anything in E3. We're probably gonna see something for Forspoken, a trailer or whatever, maybe a release date for that game.
Okay, word. All right, Chris, what about you? What do you think? What do you expect?
I'm expecting to see something for the next Final Fantasy, like for sure. Even if it's just a teaser, I think they're gonna say something about it. What else am I expecting from them? I'm kind of expecting them to actually talk a little bit about like a Outriders DLC. I could see that being a thing. I could see them definitely talking about Tomb Raider. Um, Honestly, if I'm being 100% real, the way they've been moving the last like year, I wouldn't be surprised if they announce like at least 2 or 3 like newer things that are coming down the line. Because I really keep feeling like Square Enix. Again, I said it before. There's a reason why they didn't want to just get bought out, man. Like these dudes had like a plan. Like they're doing something over there. Yeah, I think we're gonna see a couple new things, and yeah, for sure, and hear about some of the older stuff. Maybe we'll get Kingdom Hearts 4. Oh yeah.
I would have hold my breath if I were you.
Oh yeah. They could put Coco in it. Coco. Yeah.
Yo, you know what?
Listen. I don't care what nobody says. The most gangster dude in the world can watch Coco, and if you don't feel something, like something wrong with you.
I think Coco might be up there for one of my favorite Disney movies.
It is.
Ever.
It's really good, man.
So I'm like thinking about making like a forgot what they call it, but basically like their version of hell, like where all the souls are just interacting, like making that a world in Kingdom Hearts,
and mix that in with the Heartless and stuff. Like I wish they would take Kingdom Hearts, just revamp it and just like redo it, like start it over. The older style doesn't really work anymore. Just redo the whole entire thing and make it more serious. Oh God. All right, stop it. I'm fantasy booking.
I'm hurting a little bit.
Oh God.
I'm hurting a little bit. All right, yeah. For me, Square. All right. I'm like really, really hoping for a new Legacy of Kain game. I don't know if you guys ever remember that game.
Yeah,
but yeah, that game was a lot of fun. It's made by Eidos, and I think Square eventually bought Eidos Entertainment. But it's super old. I don't think we've had one since like 2003, something like that. Like it's a very, very, very old game. But I feel like it's a franchise that like I've been hearing a couple people like kind of bang the desk for, like, hey, like, we want a new one. I think Destin in particular, Destin Legary has been one that I've heard mention it a couple times. Like I think that'd be really cool. Tomb Raider, I'm fully expecting to see something on, whether it's a new game or maybe like they're supposed to be having the new movie, right? The sequel to the one that came out a couple years ago. So I'm expecting something with Tomb Raider, because you can't just say it's the 25th anniversary and then dump like that trilogy remake. Like that's not good enough. You gotta show us something of substance. So that's probably gonna be my expectation there. All right, let's see what else we got here. I think that's it for that day. The PC game show and the future game show, we'll just kind of let that breathe. Back for Blood, I'm really excited to see, like we mentioned beforehand.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, we'll dive into the stuff on Monday here. So Monday, alongside press conference from several indie developers, presentations from Mythical Games, Freedom Games, Razer, and Capcom will take place, as well as diversity, equity, and inclusion panel discussions from Take Two Interactive. Okay, so it's not really like a Take Two conference per se,
Hmm.
but I guess they're gonna have a discussion, so that's cool. And then also Verizon and Intellivision will be featured. Intellivision, really interesting. All right, well, I think that the main one there that I guess we'll really focus on for that day is going to be Capcom. They seem to be the really the only one that of them that's like a major publisher that has a conference for that day. So, Manny, again, I'll start off with you. What do you think we're going to be seeing from Capcom on Monday?
I'm hoping we get something for a Resident Evil 4 remake. But if not, then I'm guessing we'll probably get like a Resident Evil 8 DLC maybe, or like a trailer for it.
Mm.
So those something Resident Evil has to be there. I feel like it's either that or you hear something about like a new Street Fighter or whatever. But yeah, that'll be my pick. You better give us a Resident Evil 4 remake. I want it so bad.
Okay.
But
Uh,
yeah.
I'm down for that. Always down for more Resident Evil. You already know.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
So yeah,
sir.
Chris, what about you? What are you thinking?
I got two answers. One of them is more of a want. One of them is probably more realistic. The wants, y'all already know. Can y'all please make another Marvel Capcom? Please, like, why y'all be chilling on this, man? Yo, so many movies have come out over the last like 5, 6 years, or last decade. Let's just call it that. That you got so many new characters to put in this game now. So many new characters. Like there hasn't been a Marvel Capcom with Black Panther in it yet, right? I don't think so.
There is.
I think Infinite had it.
Oh, as a DLC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. Or what about his sister? Hmm?
Sure, yeah.
Put his sister in it. You could put Michonne's ass in it. I forgot her name in the movie, but you could put her in it. Killmonger,
Called her
bro. I'm
Michelle.
telling you, and this is just from Black Panther alone. And then if we start talking about Doctor Strange and Ant-Man and a couple of these other characters, like there's so many new dudes you could put in this. And then just from Capcom games alone, the girl or I forgot the character's name from Bayonetta. There's a lot of characters you could put in this new game. A lot. And I want them to just go balls to the wall like how they did with Capcom 2 or Marvel's Capcom 2, where it was literally like 60 characters to play with. Legit. A whole board of people. That's what I want. A big ass game. Don't give me all this stupid air combo shit. I don't need all that. I want good graphics and a big ass suite of characters to play with and 3v3. That's all I want.
Mhm.
That's all I want. But again, I don't think that's gonna happen. That's
You
my
know,
want.
it's I don't even know if I want good graphics. Like, you know what? Like, I don't care about graphics on a game like that. Like, I feel like they could just make it look like that same style of Marvel vs.
Oh yeah,
Capcom 2,
absolutely.
and I would be
Absolutely.
super happy with it. But I feel like Marvel does such a good job of kind of teasing out characters over time. Like people don't know who Moon Knight is, right? And he's
Yeah.
supposed to be getting his own show on Disney Plus. Like throw Moon Knight in there, get people familiar with
Falcon,
him.
Mhm.
Yeah, like
Bucky.
but well, yeah, people know them very well now, but like
Yeah, but they ain't got no
yeah, no.
representation.
Oh, I
Mhm.
agree. I agree. I mean, you definitely put well, spoiler alert for those who haven't seen Captain America, or sorry, Falcon the Winter Soldier, but Falcon is now Captain America. So, you know, like put him in there. Put
Yeah.
the new Cap in there. Put
And give him two characters. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Let him have both the Falcon and the Captain America thing. That's DLC. Put it in the season pass, baby. We're making money.
I don't know if I want it to be TLC season pass. We want it in the game. They won.
Well, you get
But
the
but I
character,
feel
but the
like they could
skin I'm
get away
talking
with it though,
about.
because
Yeah.
they have so many different characters that they could put into that game. Like I feel
Mhm.
like they could get away with like, yeah, we'll put some DLC here and some DLC there. Like the amount of characters from Marvel and Capcom in particular that you can put into that game, it's immense. So I wouldn't be too mad if they like took out some and made them DLC. I wouldn't be as mad about that, especially when you look at what like Mortal Kombat does. I'm not particularly mad about how Mortal Kombat goes about doing their business. They
Yeah.
throw in a couple characters here and there, and they only have roughly like maybe 15, 20 characters to start. So Marvel vs.
I
Capcom would have significantly more than that.
I know you mentioned Mortal Kombat. I know it's off topic, but I heard about Ed Boon talking about Omni Man.
Yes. Ooh.
It needs to happen.
Yeah,
Needs to
yeah.
happen.
Ed Boon said he'd be interested in having Omni Man as a downloadable character in Mortal Kombat. That would be fire.
Yeah, I
That
don't
would
think
be
nobody
fire.
would have beat him, bro. Nobody's beating Omni Man in that game. Fuck out of here.
Whew,
Oh,
yeah. All
fuck,
right.
man. Wait, hold on. Let me throw my other one in there real quick.
Yeah.
My,
Go
my,
ahead.
my realistic answer
Oh, my
was
fault.
Devil May Cry. I
Oh,
think that's the one we'd see if I had to pick something legit that we would probably most likely get a chance to see. Like a newer Devil May Cry, where they kind of go away from the DMC thing and go back to what they know best with the original version of the game.
my guy got me
And
amped for that. That's
no, because deadass, right? The last Devil May Cry, I ain't gonna hold you, I didn't like it, right? Because it was like
mm,
it's stuck in its old way and it didn't do enough to kind of make it feel like it was, I guess, modern.
you
If
talking
that
about
makes any
5
sense.
or DMC?
5.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I don't know if I played DMC. I don't remember if I did.
DMC
I
was
don't think
weird.
so.
DMC was
Yeah.
real weird. It was dope, but it was weird.
It was
real
dope but weird.
Yeah, it was real fucking weird.
Yeah,
I think Ninja Theory was making that one. The people who make
Oh,
Hellblade
shit.
now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay,
It was
okay.
real weird.
Yeah,
A
another
lot of-
Devil May Cry would be fire, man.
Yeah, I would love to see that. Bring that more into modern times. Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so for me, obviously, I really want to see that Resident Evil 4 remake. I actually do think we'll probably get a little bit more information about that Resident Evil 4 VR experience that they're making with Oculus. I'm almost guaranteed that I think we'll see something about that. What I really would love to see, well, two things I really love to see. Damn, I can't remember what it's called now. Power Stone. Power Stone. Give me Power Stone. Be so freaking dope. That would be, I was talking about wanting like a fighting game. That fighting game, the way that that's all set up is so different that you can take
Stevie Wonder.
you
God
can
damn.
take that world and put it in like a city and just have everybody run around fighting. That would be dope. Power Stone would be something I'd love to see happen. What I think would happen, more realistic, is I think they might bring back Dino Crisis. That would be a game that would be really cool to bring back. I think it used to be made by the same Resident Evil developers. So if you take that game, put the RE engine on it, make it more modernized, and have the dinosaurs and you run around shooting them and all that stuff, like that would be an experience I think they could figure out. So that'd be something I want to see. But yeah, so the final thing looks like Tuesday, June 15th, the last day of E3. It'll include Nintendo's Nintendo Direct and Nintendo Treehouse Live, which will be beginning at noon Eastern time at that day. We'll also be getting Bandai Namco, Eureka Games, and GameSpot will have their own focused events. And then to finally round out E3, they're going to have an official E3 2021 award show, which should be kind of cool to see. We won't get a chance to stream that with you guys because I think we'll all be at work at that time. But yeah, let's start off with Nintendo, guys. What do you guys expect to see from our buddies at Nintendo? Manny. I'll start by saying this, right? So we did get a little bit of news about this week. I know we've all were expecting to see a new Switch. They said that this Nintendo Direct and Treehouse Live are specifically going to address software that we should be seeing in the year 2021. So exclusively software for this year. With that being said, Manny, what do you expect to see?
Well, you gotta have games to showcase for new software. Now the real question is, will the games actually release with the software?
Well, software meaning games.
Oh, I thought. No, all right. So let's put it like this. So, we've been hearing a lot of speculations on the Nintendo Switch Pro, and hopefully, they showcase some new games with the Nintendo Switch Pro, like, the new Breath of the Wild that we talking about for months, or the new Metroid that we've been waiting for something for years, or even that new Pokemon game. I keep on forgetting the title of it, but like,
Legends of
yeah,
Arceus,
Pokemon
yeah.
Legends.
Yeah, but we
Let's.
already know we're not going to see that, right? So we know Pokemon's supposed to be 2022, right?
Mhm.
So what do we think is going to be this year?
I mean,
This
it's
is the
tough
most
because
interesting one.
there's nothing. I mean, you know what? All right, you know what? Best case scenario, they show out, the new Nintendo Switch. They showcase the gameplay of Breath of the Wild 2, and they're like, okay, this game is going to be a launch title with the new Switch Pro coming out this year. That's what I'm going to say. Hopefully, drops this year. Will it happen? Who knows? Nintendo's been off the wazoo sometimes,
Mm,
but that's my Nintendo hopeful. Hopefully, we get finally a release day after these years, and for both the console and game.
okay, word. Chris, you already shaking your head.
Chris wants party chat.
Chris is like,
Well,
that's the
yeah.
software I want to see.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. When you said the software thing the other day, initially my brain went to, oh, they're gonna update the UI. Oh my gosh, are they gonna finally do some new things to whatever they got going on? And then you explained, I was like, nah, you mean games. Come on, son.
Yeah.
So like your reaction, man, he was like perfect. Because that's kind of how I felt. I don't know what they're gonna have, man. If they're not gonna show us the Nintendo Pro or the Switch Pro or whatever, I'm not really that most interested in what they have. I can't think of any games that they're gonna show me that's gonna make me go, oh my god, because I haven't seen a game in any of these Nintendo Directs in the last couple years
Mm.
that made me go, oh my god. There's not been one, bro. And so call
Well,
me a negative Nancy if you want to.
here's the scenario though. Before you say anything else, what if, because I feel like they're using like semantics in this terminology, right? Or like in this situation. So they specifically said software releasing in 2021 for this Nintendo Direct. What if uh so we're recording this Sunday,
6
June
6.
6th, right? What if tomorrow, Monday, June 7th, we get this random ass trailer for the new Switch Pro? And we don't actually see any games with it, but we see this is the Switch Pro, this is what it's going to look like, this is what we're expecting it to be able to do. And then boom, that sets the stage for next Monday. And then it's like, and then they say in the trailer, like, tune into our Nintendo Direct next Monday, June 15th, to learn more about the software that may be running this system. And then boom, now we get an opportunity to see, oh, okay, will we get Breath of the Wild 2? Will we get Metroid? Will we get this? Will we get that? Like, does that change things for you guys?
I mean, for me, it would change things, I guess, a little bit because I mean, clearly they're going to be showing more of the hardware and stuff like that, and then they're going to be showing the software running on the hardware. It'd be a more full presentation if they did it that way. However, even within that, it's almost like I'm still not 100% excited because it's a new console technically, but I'm looking at the Switch Pro thing as the same way as I looked at the PS4 to PS4 Pro, the Xbox One to the One X, all that kind of stuff is what I'm kind of looking at it as.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're telling me that, that's cool, but I'm not like jumping out of my seat for it. And then on top of this, we're all expecting Breath of the Wild. Like every single person under the sun is expecting this game, especially considering that last little direct thing or whatever they had when he got up out of it. I can't believe they had this man get up and say, "We don't got Breath of the Wild yet, but can you play this old ass game that we had made like 15 years ago and brushed up and play this in the meantime until we get Breath of the Wild? Thanks, y'all. We really appreciate it. We's working on it hard." Like what? Like, dude, after that, they better have something for Breath of the Wild this week somewhere. Like if they don't, wow. Well, I don't even know what to say about that. But even then, like I want to play that, but it's almost like I'm expecting it. It's like Horizon. It's like God of War. It's like all these other games that we're expecting. That one game, yes, I want to play it, but like, man, they gotta give me something more in one game to keep on like hanging my hat on. So yeah, call me a negative Nancy if you want to. but I needs to see more. Right now, eyes blind.
All right, I feel you. I mean, hey, I respect that. I'm not expecting too much out of this either. Especially after hearing them use the terms exclusively focusing on software, and then us still not having seen anything on this new Switch.
Uh,
So I'm
Mhm.
in the same boat as you with this. What I do expect to see there is probably the latest or the newest Splatoon game, which I personally don't care about.
Mhm.
So whatever. I'm expecting to see that. I'm expecting them to heavily focus on third party games again. Probably a significant amount of indie games as well. I'm not really expecting too many big heavy hitters here, but I do think it's going to be the most interesting press conference to watch. To see where Nintendo's heading. I'm expect. Is Hades already on the Switch? Does anyone know?
I haven't turned my Switch on in
I
God
can't
knows
confirm
how
that.
long. I
I'm expecting successful PC and Xbox and PlayStation games to just be moving over to the Switch. That's what I expect this presentation to be about. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but man, I'm not. I'm intrigued to see what happens, but I'm not expecting much until they tell me, boom, Switch Pro. Then I'm like, all right,
right.
you got me. All ears. I want to see Breath of the Wild 2. I want to see Metroid. I want to see this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll dive into the last thing here, which is Bandai Namco, an interesting studio to say the least. Um, they've worked on pretty much random set of games, Soul Calibur, Tekken, so on and so forth. What are we expecting to see from them, Manny? Start us off, bro.
Hey man, I know we ain't talking about fight. We ain't having much fighting games now, but hoping to bring another Tekken Tag Tournament. One of my favorite fighting games. Tekken Tag Tournament 2. Got to bring that back with some Tekken Bowling. I know they brought Tekken Bowling, Tekken 7, but yeah, hopefully to bring a Tekken Tag Tournament 3 with like a huge roster. That's what I'll be down for this year to see from Bandai Namco. Not expecting too much because it's usually either that or like anime fighting games like Dragon Ball or Naruto or whatever.
Mm,
So that's what I'm expecting from Bandai
okay, fair.
or hoping. That's
Hoping.
my hopefuls.
I get you. All right. Well, Chris, what about you?
Um. Well, for me, I we talked about this a little bit before we went live. I really would love if they took the Pac-Man franchise and kind of like reworked it. Um, because I feel like out of everything that they have under their umbrella, Pac-Man is the most recognizable by far. By like just the casual person. People who don't even game know Pac-Man, just like how they know Super Mario. Um, I really feel like if they wanted to, they could take that whole entire just idea of this little yellow guy and turn it into a more of a modern platformer with like updated graphics and yada yada. But I really think that that could work. So like,
Mhm.
remember when Mario deviated for a second and they came out with Super Mario Odyssey or whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
and like I got a really good reception. Like out of I rank a lot on the Switch, but I know Odyssey did work. But it also is because it deviated from the normal Mario video game. Like it was Mario, but it wasn't platforming and jumping and doing all that. It was more of like you were in like an open world Mario game, if that makes any sense. Um, I wish they would kind of do something like that with this because I really feel like if they took that Pac-Man character and really started to market it in that way, it could be a lot bigger than what it is now. And because it's so recognizable, you got people who did play the old school game that would be like, "What's this new thing? I know this guy." They might give it a chance. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't think they're thinking about things like that. But if it was me, that's what I would love to see. Honestly, I'd just be happy with a fighting game of some sort. We need more fighting games out here. So if I'm being realistic, I'm just gonna pray for that. Give
Pac-Man
me
fighting
something.
game.
Batman fighting game.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, if anything, and this is definitely something I'm predicting too. We'll at least see one anime based fighting game, right? Like
Mhm.
they made Dragon Ball Fighter Z
Yeah.
and Dragon Ball Kakarot and all those other games. Like yeah, I'm expecting to see something from that.
Mhm.
So I was looking at this, a little bit earlier in the episode here, and Chris, I know we talked about it a little bit, but apparently Bandai Namco is listed as the publisher for Elden Ring, so I'm expecting us to see a little bit more about it there. Hopefully, maybe a trailer.
Oh, you know, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I personally still think that Elden Ring trailer will be something we see at the Summer Games Fest kickoff event. If anything, that'll probably be the,
Yeah.
like our most recent trailer. But I can see the Bandai Namco event being like a reiteration of it. Um, if not that, then some other new Souls like game, from Software. But it seems like that is the game that they're really focused on. That's gonna be like their like Skyrim, I guess you could
Yeah.
say.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, that's probably gonna be my two big things there. So definitely an anime game, an anime fighting game, and Elden Ring. Those are gonna be my two picks for sure.
Golden
Um,
Ring.
go Elden. But yeah, I mean that brings us to the end of it. I don't think that we have, or we don't know about any other events tied to E3 that'll be happening, within the next week or two. I'm sure there'll be some other things that'll sneak in there that don't necessarily want to be attached to E3. But yeah, man, it's gonna be an exciting week, couple weeks.
Hmm.
We're gonna try to bring you as much content as we can. Gonna try to live stream. We're definitely live streaming the Ubisoft event. Definitely live streaming the
Hmm.
Xbox event. Those two will be huge.
Oh
I think we
yeah.
can pull off a reaction video for the Nintendo event at least. Um, man,
Actually, yeah, I know I need to do that because my whole face as soon as it starts.
Yeah, man. I'm so glad, and especially the Microsoft and Ubisoft for this year during the week, not during the week, on a weekend, because last year when it was on the week, and I just was working, and everybody was talking about the group chat. I'm just like, oh man,
can't see it.
I just
Yeah,
want to see it.
yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to bring the content to you guys, though. I'm sure it's gonna be a lot of fun. For us, it's gonna be fun for you guys to consume, and yeah, hopefully we'll have some new games to play too, some shadow drops and whatnot. But
Hmm.
yeah, I think that's gonna be it for now. We'll talk more next week. Before we go though, guys, where can the people find you? I'm gonna switch it up since Manny's been starting the whole episode at this point. Chris, where can the people find you, bro?
Hello, people. You can find me on everything at MAY25THX. Oh, damn it. There it goes. All right. And that's on everything, including Gmail, pen pal me. And that's also including recently on the TikTok. Like I said earlier, the Chroma Rush compilation. It's on the way. So I'm clapping these boys up like a standing ovation, but what? Tell you what, shit.
All right. Word. Guys, keep a
Dope.
lookout on that. Some more Destiny content from Chris. So, Manny, what about you?
I know I've been slacking on streaming, but you catch me on Twitch at twitch.tv/GoodMasterFlex, Instagram at GoodMasterFlex_TTV, or on the TikTok at No Context Gaming. Hit your boy up, slide in them DMs.
Okay. Okay. All right, guys. So, for me, you guys can find me everywhere. Black Ice 8. On Xbox, PlayStation, Twitch, Twitter, as always. And then the Instagram, it's going to be Black Ice 8 underscore gaming. Same thing with my TikTok as well. And also make sure to check out our podcast on Instagram at XPack Pod. We post stuff on there pretty much every week. So, yeah, we'll check you guys out later. Thanks for watching. Peace.